What about the way you love me?
Do you do anything to keep your voice as
No.
good as it still sounds? Nothing?
No.
Al Green is an American singer, songwriter, and record producer. He's best known for recording a series of soul hit singles in the early 1970s, including Take Me to the River, Tired of Being Alone, I'm Still in Love with You, Love and Happiness, and his signature song, Let's Stay Together. Green was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. He was referred to on the museum side as being one of the most gifted purveyors of soul music. He's also been referred to as the last of the great soul singers.
I said, lady, you crazy. I'm not going to be nobody's preacher. Believe me. 20 years later, look at me. I mean, I'm a preacher.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Albert Leornus Green, but is also known as the Reverend Al Green. He was born on April 13, 1946 in Forest City, Arkansas, making him 74 years old at the time of this production. He stands 1.79 meters tall or 5 foot 10 inches. In 1976, Green established the Full Gospel Tabernacle Church in Memphis. He's a member of the Prince Hall Masons, the African-American wing of Freemasonry at the 33rd degree. On October 18, 1974, Green's girlfriend, Mary Woodson, assaulted him and then committed suicide at his Memphis home. Although she was already married with 3 children, Woodson became upset when Green refused to marry her. She doused him with a pot of boiling grits as he was preparing for bed in the bathroom, causing second-degree burns on his back, stomach, and arms, which required skin grafts. Shortly after, Woodson fatally shot herself with his .38 handgun. Police found an apparent suicide note inside Woodson's purse that declared her intentions and her reasons. A few days prior, Green had sent Woodson to convalesce at the home of his friend after she'd taken a handful of sleeping pills and slit her wrists. Green cited this incident as a wake-up call to change his life. On June 15, 1977, Green married his first wife, Shirley, in Memphis. Originally from Chicago, she was one of his backing vocalists and an employee at his church. Together, they have 3 daughters. Shirley first filed for divorce in 1978 on the grounds of cruelty and irreconcilable differences. She filed again in 1981, charging that Green had subjected her to domestic violence throughout their marriage. Green accused her of cruel and inhuman treatment at a countercomplaint. In a sworn deposition in 1982, as part of her divorce filing, Shirley testified that in 1978, while 5 months pregnant, Green beat her with a boot for refusing to have sex. The assault resulted in head wounds, one of which required stitches. After the incident, she filed for divorce, but they reconciled. According to Shirley, they separated several times when the beatings became too frequent and too severe. Initially, Green denied beating his wife, but under oath in 1982, he admitted to striking her. Their divorce was finalized in February 1983. Green agreed to pay her $432,800 in alimony and child support. In 1995, the story of Nicole Brown Simpson inspired Shirley to go public with the abuse she endured in order to help other victims. Green has 6 children, 2 sons, Al Green Jr. and Trevor, 4 daughters, Alva Lee, Ruby Renee, Cora Quiche with Shirley Green, and Kayla. Green was reportedly remarried in the 1990s.
Now, when I wake up again, I'm a new creature, as they say, and I'm wondering, what does this mean?
Albert Leornus Green was born on April 13, 1946 at Forest City, Arkansas. The 6th of 10 children born to Cora Lee and Robert G. Green Jr., a sharecropper. Al began performing with his brothers in a group called the Green Brothers at around the age of 10. The Green family relocated to Grand Rapids, Michigan in the late 1950s. Al was kicked out of the family home while in his teens, after his devoutly religious father caught him listening to Jackie Wilson. He then lived with a prostitute, began hustling, and indulged in recreational drugs. In high school, Al formed a vocal group called Al Green and the Creations. 2 of the group's members, Curtis Rogers and Palmer James, formed an independent label called Hotline Music Journal. In 1968, having changed their name to Al Green and the Soulmates, they recorded the song Backup Train, releasing it on Hotline Music. The song was a hit on the R&B charts and peaked at number 46 in the Cashbox Top 100. However, the group's subsequent follow-ups failed to chart, as did their debut album, Backup Train. While performing with Soulmates, Green came in contact with Memphis record producer Willie Mitchell, who hired him in 1969 to be a vocalist for a Texas show with Mitchell's band. Following the performance, Mitchell asked Green to sign with his High Records label. Before his rise to stardom, Green tried to sing like heroes: Jackie Wilson, Wilson Pickett, James Brown, and Sam Cooke. Eventually, he found his own style to show off his powerful and expressive voice. Green became an ordained pastor of the Full Gospel Tabernacle in Memphis in 1976. Today, he continues to serve in this capacity, delivering services down the street from Graceland. In 2000, Green published a book about his career titled Take Me to the River. Later in 2002, Green received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Then he was honored with another Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards on June 24, 2009. Green has sold more than 20 million records and was named number 65 on the list of 100 Greatest Artists of All Time by Rolling Stone, as well as its list of the 100 Greatest Singers at number 14. Al Green has earned his net worth from his popularity during the 1970s with hit singles such as You Oughta Be With Me, I'm Still in Love with You, Love and Happiness, and Let's Stay Together. Al Green's net worth is an estimated $20 million. Green resides and preaches in Memphis, near Graceland. His house is likely to be similar to this 5-bedroom, 4-bath house worth $750,000. Al Green's cars are likely to include a Cadillac Escalade, a Mercedes E-Class, a Lincoln Continental, and a 1950s Dodge Coronet.